Yo, what up guys, Seiishizo over here, and I wanted to talk about something new. You might have already been familiar with my Discord, and with my Discord, I had a few of those tabs of the video guide archive, dungeon guide archive, those kind of things. Let me actually show that the whole thing. So here you can see in the Discord, there was like a whole bunch of stuff out there for like the fastest skins, whole bunch of dungeon teams and those kind of stuff. But it was for me kind of hard to manage and keep everything like up to date and that kind of good stuff. So I actually, well, also a funny thing is like I also got the important stuff and stuff. I got hella called out. Like it's a say will. Okay, sidetracking already within the first like 30 seconds. But someone actually made this suggestion in the video suggestions, which is also a tab that if you do have any video suggestions, give me that. But Jan actually gave me the suggestion of like, how about you make a sheet, and within the sheet you actually put like the guides and stuff. I was like, okay, that makes sense, but it's also kind of hard to maintain to a certain extent. But then it got me a little bit more thinking of the Dungeon Guide archive, and why wouldn't I not just make the whole Dungeon Guide archive, video guide archive, that kind of shenanigans, into a sheet of keeping everything that is useful right now up to date. So that is exactly what I did. So over here, let me actually scroll it a little bit further down so you can see the tabs as well. Yep, I'm still sitting kind of in front of it. This thing will be in the link in the description down below. It will be in the Discord as well, which is just pretty much my ultimate guide for all of dungeon kind of teams. Things that I have is like every dungeon in there, what's the minimum speed for outspeeding the boss, outspeeding the waves, those kind of things, minimum accuracy requirements. If there's anything specific, such as for the PC, you have like certain HP and defense if you want to check if you can actually like one-shot that with a Julie, for example, if you calculate that in swap. But also in here, it will link towards all of those kind of teams. So you can actually see it's like, okay, what are the kind of teams in there and how to make that work. So yeah, that's pretty much just a way to for me to keep up to date of all of the active teams that I think are good and meta out there, which is pretty much these. For Dragons, we have a bunch more, but also it gives me the option to show like, okay, let's say you have a bunch of units, but you have like more options in the same spot kind of style. If there's like some certain notes to it, like for example, like, okay, it does fail a lot, but if you get like better runes, it gets better, that kind of stuff. Like for example, this one, it's super fast, but it's not that safe. For that reason, it's not like a triple S. I kind of maybe have to like redo like what I call like S and A's and B's and that kind of stuff. I kind of did it on the fly without thinking too much about it, but just kind of giving like a first indication of like, what does it look like? Same for Necro. Well, Necro pretty much just has two teams out there. There's not that much variation to it. SF, there's definitely a bunch more teams, but I went for, I would say, a super beginner-friendly team. And for a team that I think, in my opinion, is currently best, I could also go for like a Ling Ling kind of team, making Ling Ling move twice. But I don't think I even have a video on that, so I don't really showcase it if I don't have a video on that. But yeah, this is also where you guys are free to go into. I did notice that, or mention that in the introduction as well. If you have any suggestions, feel free to add that in the Discord for the sheet talk and suggestions. I will be making a new one over here. I think I'll just put it in the content tab. No, maybe I'll just, no. I think I will put it like in the general section for, like in Summoners War section. I think it fits best over there. Next to like the video suggestion. Yeah, I think I'll place it over there. So yeah, these two, I think I will remove all of the content in here. All of the content is pretty much within the sheet right now. And I will just refer to the sheet. I think that's going to be the easiest thing. There's also, of course, for R5. R5, I didn't really put in all the units. I kind of went more for screenshots and that kind of stuff. But the good R5 teams out there for both beginner and late game. And Lunia, I think that's important. Of course, fastest skins, I think that's pretty important for a lot of people. If you do notice that any skin is missing or any skin is incorrect, feel free to DM me that as well. Active tier lists, so these are going to be like the active tier list as in the current season tier list. The net 5 tier list that I make in January, the LD5, oh, LD percentage, not really, LD5 tier list that I make at the early stage of the year. And then also net 4 and the LD4, and also at the bottom over here, which you might miss out on, is also the 2A tier list. Most of these tier lists I mainly make in January every year, so those will be repeated in January. The RTA tier list I make more regular base, so like at the end of the season or anything like that, I will be making something like that. Also, a bunch of things that is really recommended for progression guides. I would say that these videos are almost more interesting than the other videos. which is like what runes to keep, what artifacts to keep, what to grind on a rune, but also definitely like why you don't progress, like the big progression video over the years, like let's say the recommended. Maybe I'll just have like a few extra that I would also say is recommended. I would definitely say these two is recommended and this one is very recommended. So I also did mention it with some of the teams, which I do use myself. So for example, over here, I claim it as like a Sei's favorite. Sei's favorite pretty much just means I'm using that. And the same thing for the Giants team. Sei's favorite is on this team because that's the team that I'm using. I'm using this team, for example. Did I put it in everything? No, actually, this one is Sei's favorite. Okay, did not write it correctly. This one, SF. Well, there's only one over there. Sei's favorite. What do we have for the PC team out there? This one I did already claim as Sei's favorite. I think that I'm personally using this team right now, but I put this as Sei's favorite because it's a lot easier to rune, and I recommend more people to rune that. This one I also did mention, don't farm this because it's just an ass dungeon. Did I mention this one over here? Yeah, well, these, like both of those are pretty much my favorites, and this is like the whatever thingy. And yeah, that one doesn't matter as much. So we have those in there. Also, I do have like the beginner guides in there. So if I make more beginner guides or a beginner series or anything like that, if people are interested in that, the beginner guide is also in there. So there's like a whole bunch of videos. If you have any other videos that you would like me to put in here, actually videos that I do miss right now are guides for arena offense, arena defense. I think I'll add those into the progression guides. Would that make sense? Yeah, I think I'll add those into the progression guides. I'll have to add them later. Arena offense / defense. I have some like general videos on that as well, so I will definitely add those in, and those will definitely be recommended as well. And throughout the process, I will just be expanding this sheet to add in more and more. So once again, if you have any suggestions of things that I should be putting in here, or videos that I did already do, or maybe I have videos that I didn't do yet, because it's very common for me that people have like a video suggestion and it's like, yo, I already did that because here's the video. But that also does mean that at some point I have that many videos that it's kind of hard to find like where are the videos kind of located at. And especially with like a visual cue of like, okay, these are the units I have, these are the replacement options that is shown in this video. Okay, it looks interesting, let me check that out. So I think that that will definitely help out a bunch of people to find a lot of content, because right now on my YouTube channel, like sure, you can search something, but it's always kind of hard to find within this YouTube search algorithm thingy and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's just kind of the thing that I've been working on. And yeah, well, let me know in the comments what you think about this, if it's helpful or not. Also, feel free to share this with your friends, your dog, your mom. I don't care who's watching this thing, but yeah, let me just know if this helps you out. And also, I do, of course, appreciate it if you give a subscribe, because we are trying to hit that 100K mark at some point in time in life, where it's looking at like 53-ish K right now. So yeah, let's just see how far this goes. But I think it does help a lot more than this, because this is a lot of scrolling back and forth, and it's a little bit hard to manage for me as well. And yeah, well, also a lot of it is super outdated. Like the beginner series is super outdated. This is pretty outdated. So yeah, a lot of stuff is outdated. Kind of removed all of that, pretty much added in all of the stuff that I would say is relevant right now. I will also try to keep everything relevant. So let's say that there is a certain patch for making this team absolutely useless, but you should completely use something else. I will be removing this one and actually placing in the new one, rather than having like a stack of like, oh, here are 600 Giants videos. Figure out which one you should use. Well, in this case, it's just easy. You can see it's like, oh, I just want a safe team. I want a fast team. Okay, that. Is it hard to rune? Yeah, it's hard to rune. Okay, so that's kind of the thing that with the notes and that kind of stuff that can maybe help you out to find like what kind of team you should be looking at, shouldn't be looking at, and those kind of scenarios. So once again, let me know what you think about it. Definitely not that. I will be having this thing as like a work in progress kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, guys. Thanks a lot for watching this one. Just a quick update. Hope to see you in the next one. And yeah, once again, let me know if you're going to use the sheet, or if you do think it's useful, or maybe it would be useful if I add X, Y, or Z. We'll see you as always in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.